Begin lying down with your feet flat, knees bent, hands on your belly. Organize your shoulder blades so they're neutral on your back. Spine is long. A couple deeper conscious breaths, just feeling the feeling of being in your body and the space that's around you. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Stretch your legs down the mat, reach your arms overhead. Lengthen out your body. Wiggle, do what feels good here. Maybe interlace your fingers, turn your palms inside out, and find some side bends, freeing up the space underneath your armpit and around the side ribs. Hug the knees in towards your chest, rocking side to side or little circles across the low back. Maybe forehead to knees, flexion of the spine, engaging the anterior abdominals. Bring your head back down and your feet to the floor. Take your arms out to a T with the palms facing up, windshield wipering the knees side to side. Activate your feet by flexing your ankles and spreading your toes, and feel how that keeps the legs integrated as they're internally and externally rotating. This will be a progression, so this is the first part. The next time the knees land towards the right, extend your left leg out, press through your foot like you're pressing into a wall, keeping the upper body in a twist, and then switch sides. Knees to the left, right leg stretches out, keeping the upper body twisting. Same thing. Knees to the right, left leg extends. Knees to the left, right leg reaches. Maybe you grab your foot with your hand. And adding on. Reach the left leg and then reach the left arm and round the back a little bit, filling your back. Unwind with the arm first, back to your twist. Feet land, knees to the left, right leg extends, right arm reaches. So you're moving the body in segments. The upper body unwinds, then the lower body. The leg reaches, the arm reaches. Just find a flow here. There's a sense of energetic engagement in the low belly. You're moving your limbs with the awareness of that connection to center. You can even play with circling the arm overhead. So the arm goes, then the leg, and the leg, and then the arm. Coming back to center after you finish this last round and you feel complete. Couple breaths just to feel the energy from doing that. And grab a block, place it on the medium setting between the thighs. Feet are grounded, maybe a little forward of the knees, not too close to your sit bones, coming up into a low bridge. You can take your one hand on belly, one hand on low back, lengthen your tailbone and pull the belly up. Feel your pelvis neutral and stable. Start to lift and lower the heels, then we can do our wrist releases. Pull your left fingers back towards your forearm, and then switch. Right fingers pull back. Switching again, keeping the glutes lifting. Maybe you can extend the arm overhead as your wrist releasing. Ribs are hugging in, extending the other arm back alongside your ear without letting your tailbone drop or the ribs flare. And then lower down. Stretch your legs up and your arms up towards the sky. And circle around in the wrists and the ankles, mobilizing those joints. Feel like you're scouring the edges of those joints, getting into the lower leg muscles and the forearm muscles. Then hands interlace behind your head, lift the elbows, take a breath in, exhale, lift up. Take one hand to your ribs, pull them down. You're lifting your shoulder blades from there. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come up, keeping the legs reaching straight up out of the hips, and then start to roll the thighs in and out. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. You're moving from the joint itself, femur bones rotating in the hip joint. Keep the shoulder blades lifting. Inhale, lower your head. Exhale, come back up. Roll the thighs in and out. Keep the low belly pulling together and down, the sit bones drawing together. Lower, inhale. Exhale, curl up. Twist to the right, about an inch or so. Rotate the thighs in and out. Just feeling how the legs connect deep in the core. Come back to center, inhale, lower. Exhale, come up, twist to the left. Pelvis stays neutral, roll the thighs in and out. Keep lifting that left shoulder blade. Come back to center. Inhale, lower, move the block. Exhale, hug the knees in. Open your mouth, exhale. Maybe arms overhead as you windshield wiper the legs side to side. Keep the feeling of the low back lengthening and the low belly drawing in, getting more space across the front of the hip. Hug the knees in and rock up to your seat. Make your way around to hands and knees. Having your block off near the side of the mat, easy to grab. Moving into some cat-cows, but let this be kind of wavy, right? Circles are great. You can start on the linear plane. Extending and flexing the spine. Feel the whole spine articulating. And start to find some circles. So think of moving into the places that feel sticky, rather than just kind of dumping into the places that are easier to move, like, for example, the low back. Try to get some space between the shoulder blades and the thoracic spine. Adding more circles in the hips and the shoulders. Then we'll come into dolphin. Bring your forearms down, elbows under the shoulders. You can interlace your hands. Release your head and neck. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Dolphin. Knees can be bent, whatever you got to do to try to elongate your spine. So the front is holding in, keeping your back full. And just moving the legs and the feet in ways that feel intuitive. Freeing up plantar fascia and working that big toe hinge. Trying to wake up the whole back line of tissue. Come on down, sit back on your heels with your toes pointed. Roll the shoulders out a couple times. Can you movement in the whole shoulder joint? So your shoulder blades are part of the shoulder joint. Feel this movement being conducted by the scapula moving on your back ribs. And then dolphin number 2. Maybe the hands are flat this time. Elbows underneath. The hands can be in a little bit. That's okay, especially if your shoulders are really tight. Pull the belly in. Raise your right leg. Bend the knee. Start to circle the thigh bone around in the joint, keeping your pelvis and your spine steady. Go the other way. Keep pressing your forearms down. That will charge your arms, and that energy will feed into your core. Switch legs. Left leg lifts. Bend the knee. Roll around in the joint. Try not to wiggle around anywhere else. Stabilize your core body as you move in the hip joint. Going both ways. Come on down. Sit back on the heels. Maybe tuck your toes under this time. Circling around in the shoulders. Bigger movements, maybe lead with your elbows. Interlace your hands behind your back. And take both sets of knuckles over to your left hip. Your left elbow hugs in, your left ear to your left shoulder, breathing into the right side of the neck and the upper trapezius muscles. Playing with the angle of your chin, and just switching sides. Right ear, right shoulder, knuckles to the right hip, soft in the jaw, just a couple breaths on the left side of the neck and shoulder. Feeling the energy in your feet. The big toes are pressing down a little bit and the pelvic floor is lifting up. Come back to center. Roll the shoulders out again. Come on to all fours, and then we'll just create a variation in loading the hands and the wrists. Turn the hands around so the fingers point towards your knees. You can play with moving the hips back towards your heels, letting the heel of the hands lift and lower, keeping your knuckles pressing down. Taking little steps with the hands, then internally rotate the entire arm all the way up into the shoulder. Play with rounding your spine, just getting a variation of pulls throughout your back. You can just do that a couple times. Palming at the ground. Sit back on the heels, and the hands will come close to your knees. Back of the hands on the ground, fingers point in. Wiggle around in your fingers, mobilizing your hands. Sitting up, make loose fists circle around the wrists. Tall spine, steady breath. Interlace your fingers, forearms together. Start to create some figure eights in the wrist joint, just lubricating those joints. Shake out your hands, open and close a couple times. And come on to all fours, tap out the tops of the feet. Tuck the toes under, lift your hips, down dog. Any movement here, right? Mobilizing your feet. Lift the pelvis up and away from the ribs. Hold the belly in so nothing's falling towards the ground. The ribs are contained, even length through the front, the sides, and the back of your core body as you move around in the hips and the legs. You can bend one knee, turn your body towards the straighter leg, a little bit of a twist, let the pelvis turn, going back and forth. Then rolling forward to plank. Lower your knees, lower all the way to your belly. Point the toes, come to your fingertips, cobra, pull the hands back. And then lower, palms flat next to your ribs. Pull as you curl the heart forward and up. And lower. Upward dog if you're ready. Drag the hands back, straight arms, lift the belly, your chest, engage your thighs. Pull back to down dog. Inhale, ripple forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, lower all the way down. Do a push-up on the way if you like. Reach your legs, pull the fingertips back, cobra. Second one, flat hands, cobra. Third one, upward dog. Engage your legs and your glutes, lift the belly. Pull back, down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet for a forward fold. You can let the knees be soft. Grab your elbows. Let the spine hang and drape over your legs, releasing your neck. Interlace your hands around the base of the skull, where the skull and the neck meet. That's the occipital ridge. Put a little pressure on that bone. And then interlace your hands behind your back. Reach the arms up and over, broadening across the collarbones. Bend your right knee, straighten your left knee, turn your chest open to the left, a little twist. Switch sides. Bend the left knee, maybe straighten the right, turn the chest to the right, hug the right hip in and back. And back to center. Halfway lift. Lift high enough that you feel your spinal muscles engage. Exhale, fold. Come into a squat. Take your feet wide. You can always put a block under your butt. Hands down for support. You're just going to roll, lifting one heel and then the other. Add an arm. Just mobilizing your back body here as you're in deep flexion of the hips, the knees, and the ankles. Turning to your right like a mini pyramid pose, keeping your feet staggered, one in front of the other. And just play with shifting weight. Wiggling in your spine to find more length. Come back around to the center, bend the knees, squat, malasana. Turn to the left, feet turn to the left. It's a mini pyramid, just shifting forward and back. Just creating space, mobilizing our body, finding length. Come back to the middle, squat. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms inside out, reach the arms overhead as you stand up, side bend to the right. Come back up to center, bend the knees, lower the arms, come into your squat. Inhale, reach up, stand up. Exhale to the left, side bend, back up to center, and then lower. Turn to the right, halfway lift, that mini pyramid, and then fold. Lift the chest, come back to center, bend the knees, lower your butt, long spine. Turn to the left, focus on elongating your spine, and then fold. Lengthen, come back around to the middle, and then lower. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Long breaths, long bones. Ripple forward to plank, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Relax your shoulders, take a couple breaths. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts back and up. Controlled swing out to the side and back to center. Abduction and then back to center. Again, out and then back in. Open your hip, bend the knee. And step wide around the right hand. Lower the back knee. So a wide, low lunge. You can bring a block under your hands. And just moving the hips forward and back. Bending and potentially straightening that front knee. Let your intention be more straight, long spine than trying to muscle that leg into a straight knee. Spin the left foot in and sit on it. It's like a half malasana, half virasana squat. Modified side plank. Left foot or left hand steps towards the back of the mat and then come back into your squat. Modified side plank. Lift the hips, push them forward and come back down. Mobilizing the joints of the legs, starting to load the arm a little bit, pull the ribs in, press the hips forward, come back into your squat. Turn to the front, straighten out that back leg, down dog, right leg high. Walk your hands back to your left foot, bending the knee a little bit so it's like a one-legged squat, high squat. Heart forward, right leg reaching back, left foot pushing the floor away. Come back to three-leg dog. Right foot steps forward. Lower the left knee under your hip. A 90-90 low lunge. You can take your hands, one hand to the low belly, one hand to your sacrum. Feel the low belly lift and your glutes engage. Hook the thumbs above. Reach the arms and find little side bends. Maybe lean back a little bit. Hands come down. Down dog, right leg high. Control the swing out to the side. Try to stabilize your spine and your hips and maybe take the opposite arm out. Play with balance. Return the hand, return the foot, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Cobra, inhale. Child's pose, exhale. Taking conscious moments to breathe and feel in stillness. And then back to down dog. Left leg lifts, controlling the swing out to the side and then back to center. Doing two more. Try to stabilize your spine by reaching your arms, pushing the floor with your hands. Open your hip, bend the knee. Step the left foot around your left hand. Lower the back knee so it's back behind the hip a little bit. Hands on blocks. Starting to move the pelvis in space forward and back, bending and straightening the left leg. The back of the leg will open. Let your intention be long spine. Spin the right heel in, coming into your squat, facing the right side of your mat. That left heel is grounded. Modified side plank. Step the right hand towards the back of the mat, straighten your left leg, reach the left arm over, hold the ribs in. Come back into that previous position, that squat. Back and forth. Modified side plank. Push the bottom hand and come back to your squat. Inhale, reach. Ribs are in, glutes are on. Shoulder blades are hugging your back. Come back into your squat, tall spine. Turn to the front, straighten out your back leg, lift the knee. 3-leg dog, left leg goes back. Walk your hands back to your right foot. As you bend into the knee, sit back into your hip and reach the spine out of the pelvis as you kick through that left leg. Right foot pushes the floor away. Feel the rebound energy up into your right hip. 3-leg dog, the hands come forward. Step the left foot forward, 90-90 lunge. Right knee lowers under your hip. Glutes, abdominals, containing the pelvis, giving it parameters. Reaching the arms straight up from your side waist, side bends. Holding the ribs in so the back stays full. Feel your arms reach from the low back, and then maybe a little back bend. Hands come down to frame the front foot. Lift the back knee. 3-leg dog. Left leg can come out. You can take the right arm out, playing with that balance. And come back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward to plank. Do a push-up maybe, or right into upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. You can lift the leg and kind of kick it forward. Deep flexion in the hip. Leg connects deep in the core. Right leg lifts, take it out to the side, bring it back to center, pull the thigh to your belly without moving forward. Keep doing that. Go back, out to the side, hug it back in, pull the thigh to your belly. One more. Out, back, pull the knee in, keep it bent, open your hip, bend the knee. Step forward, wide. Similar, back knee comes down. It's a wide, low lunge. Pull the hips back and forward. Maybe the arms stay forward, creating that pull along your sides and your back. Keep lifting the belly. Back knee comes in a little bit. The right leg's going to step back, side plank from this perspective. Right arm comes up and overhead. Then arm circles. You can start with backstroking first, maybe 3 slow rounds. Holding your spine and your pelvis steady, mobilizing specifically around the joint, but then just feeling all the pull of tissue down the right side of the body. When you stabilize, the right leg lifts. Pull the knee towards your chest to step forward. Spin that back shin behind you. It's like a kneeling position with a externally rotated front leg, like a warrior 2 kneel. You'll find a modified side plank here. Left hand down, right arm over. Come back into your kneeling position, and then the back arm, make a fist, punch across your body, and then go back. Hand comes down, modified side plank. Left arm punches across, lean into the left side, engaging your left glute. Left hand comes down just to turn the feet, step the right leg back. Vashisthasana, full side plank. You can always continue to lower the bottom knee. Hug the legs together. Come back to center. Lower all the way down. Locust. Lift the arms and the legs. Go for length more than trying to get really high. Pull for cobra. Hands land. Up dog maybe. And downward facing dog. Long, steady breaths. Left leg goes high. Out to the side with control. Back to center. Squeeze the thigh to your belly without moving your shoulders. Go back 3-leg dog. Out to the side. Back to center. Pull the thigh bone in. Back. Out. Center. Pull it in. Knee stays bent. Open your hip. Bend the knee. Step the foot wide. Lower the back knee. Fingertips forward on a block or on the ground. Try to keep the arms long as you pull the hips back, just getting more of a pull through the sides and the low back. Step the right knee under your hip. The left leg steps back, left arm up, modified side plank. Lots of connection to the ground. Use it. Push the floor away. Hold your spine and pelvis stable as you circle around that top arm. Notice just the movement of the arm at the joint and where you feel a variety of tissues being pulled all along that side. Lift the left leg, pull the knee to your chest, step the foot forward, organize the right shin straight back. So it's like a kneeling warrior two. You can say left forearm to thigh, top arm over. It's like a extended side angle. Modified side plank variation. Come back into your kneeling squat. This time make a fist with your right arm and punch across your body. Lean into your right side. And then go back. Lay on the hand, side plank, kneeling squat, punching across the body. Straighten out your back leg. Turn your feet, stack your ankles, Vashisthasana. Top arm over. Engage your glutes. Pull the belly in. Hug the shoulder blades onto your back. Bring the hand down. Push up. Come all the way down. Locust. Interlace your hands if you like this time, right above your tailbone. Belly up. Get long and hug into the midline. Place your hands on the ground. Cobra, and then you're going to come to all fours and curl back to child's pose. Couple moments to breathe and feel. Reach the arms forward, tuck your toes, lift the hips, down dog. Right leg lifts, 3-leg dog. Control swing out to the side, back to center, thigh to belly. Open the hip, bend the knee. Step wide. Back knee comes down, pull the hips back. And this time as you go forward, step the left foot wide, Malasana. So just weaving together things we've already done. Interlace your hands and stretch up, over to the right as you stand up and lower. Inhale, stand up, reach up, side bend to the left, back up to center and lower. Turn to the right, mini pyramid, reach the heart and then fold. Lift and lengthen your spine as you spin back to the front, squat. Turn to the left, legs may be straight, knees can be bent, long spine and then fold. Lengthen, come back around and lower. Make fists, keep your arms strong, and then interlace your hands behind your back, reach the arms overhead. The head dangle. Halfway lift, hands to shins, exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, reach up, hands to prayer to the heart, exhale. Inhale, reach, exhale, forward bend. Take an extra breath while I fix my mat. Halfway lift, hop back to plank, push up and lower. Pull for cobra or upward dog, pull back down dog. Left leg goes high, leg out to the side, everything else stable. Hug it back in, squeeze the thigh to belly, flexion of the hip. Open your hip, bend the knee. Step wide, lower the back knee, pull back, heart pulls forward as the hips go back. And the hips come forward. Step the right foot wide, come into your squat. Arms reach, make a fist, engage your core, reach up, arms up. Stay long in the spine as you come back into your squat. Turn to the right, pyramid with the arms back, and then come forward. Turn to the left, arms reach back, and back around. Fold, interlace your hands behind your back. Little bit more space across the chest. Halfway lift. And here you can play, load the hands under the shoulders, lean your chest forward. You can play with kicking one heel at a time towards your butt, keeping your thighs squeezing into your belly. So like a little tuck handstand moment. Plank, lower. Pull for cobra. Sit back on your heels, not child's pose. Sitting on your heels, couple breaths. Just receiving all that potent energy from movement. And coming into a kneeling position, neutral pelvis, abdominals are engaged. Step the right foot forward with control. Spin the back shin in a little bit. Here's your kneeling position. Side plank variation. Punch the arm forward, coming back into your kneeling position. Left hand down, right arm over. Sorry, opposite. Left hand comes down. Then you're going to organize the back leg straight into an extended side angle. The right leg is forward. Warrior two. Reverse triangle, straight in the front leg. Going back and forth between extended side angle and reverse triangle. And then we're moving towards a bent knee half moon. Right forearm to thigh. Sit back into your right glute. Continue to open up your body towards the left, using your glutes and holding the belly and the front ribs in. Then you'll lower the left knee behind your right heel, turning to the right for a seated twist. You can have knees stacked or right shin in front of the other or the bottom leg extended, and start to circle around. Think lumbar spine stirring around, creating variety of pulls around the outer hips and the back of the pelvis. Side bending, right hand down, left arm over. Left hand down, right arm over. Right hand down, left arm over. Left hand down, right hand keeps going. Shift the weight into your right foot, open up, half moon. Maybe a straighter standing leg without locking out the knee. Push the right big toe down. Flex your left heel, elongate your spine. Then we're going to rewind. Bent knee, half moon, right forearm to thigh. The left foot lands light. Circle yourself up, reverse triangle. Come back, hands come down, back knee lowers. We're rewinding, ending where we began. Play with balance. Right leg is lifting, you're balancing on your left shin. Then the right shin comes back. Press your hands into your hips, push your hips into your hands and lean back a little. And then have a seat. Take a couple of breaths to absorb that. Come up to a kneeling position for the second side. Neutral pelvis and spine. From your core, lift that left leg light. Step it forward, 90-90 lunge. Spin the right shin back, so now you end up in that externally rotated kneeling position. Left forearm to thigh, and then right hand comes down, left arm over, modified side plank. Punch the right arm across the body. Go back, right hand down, under your shoulder, extend the other leg, and then come back into that warrior two front leg. Organize the back foot, warrior two. Reverse triangle, straighten the front leg, lean back. Extended side angle, lean forward. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reach back, straightening the front leg, and then bending the front knee. Right hand to your hip, moving towards bent knee half moon. So you're sitting back into the left glute as the spine is lengthening. Lift the right leg and activate it right away. Continue to open up towards the right. Placing a block under the bottom hand for sure if you like. Top arm up, full expression of half moon. The right hand comes down, your right knee lowers behind the left heel, and then you turn quarter turn facing the long side of your mat, left side. Knees are stacked or one shin in front of the other, or bottom leg can extend, and then find those belly rolls. Mobilizing all the tissue deep internally, but also externally, the skin and the tissue around the bones. Left hand down, right arm over, side bends. Anchoring that left hip. Right hand down, left arm over, and then switch. Right hand down, left arm over. Right hand down, left arm over. I might have confused that, but you get it. Coming into half moon. Left foot, left hand, Open up towards the right, extending in all directions, and then find the bent knee variation. Forearm to thigh, slowly stepping your right foot back. Right arm circles around, stand up, lean back, reverse triangle. Extended side angle. Right hand comes down, right knee comes down. Stable, strong core. Play with lifting, maybe popping up onto your left toes, maybe lifting the whole leg, balancing on your right shin. Step the left shin back. Press your hands into your hips, just so your glutes know where to go. Press your glutes into your hands. Maybe take your hands to your low back. Lift your lungs. Little back bend. Sit back onto your heels, hands in your lap. Couple breaths to receive. Take a child's pose. The arms back alongside your body. And all the tissue along the back side of your body spread. And then come back up. And we're just going to add on to that. Really similar. Right foot steps forward with control. Spin the back shin in a little bit. Externally rotated kneel. Punch across the body. Hand comes down. Other leg lifts. Side plank. Reach. Left hand down. Organize the left leg. Warrior two. Reverse triangle. Extended side angle. Bent knee, half moon. You're looking down, chin is in. Work that standing glute, engage the lifted leg. Maybe place a block under your bottom hand. Find the full expression. Reach the top arm up. Think of your whole body lifting off your standing leg. Both hands come down, square off your shoulders and hips, and play with maybe pushing off. Handstand moment, L handstand, plugging the right thigh bone into your belly, and then reach the leg up maybe. And then finding your twist, turning towards the right. Right leg is on top. Find those circles with maybe a little bit more freedom. Adding shoulder circles in here. Mobilize your shoulder blades on your back. Side bends, right hand down, left arm over. The left hand down, right arm over. Hold the ribs in. So you're really back or side bending and not back bending. Turn, load the right foot, open up, half moon. Belly pulls in, glutes are on. Bend the top knee, reach back with your top hand and grab the foot. Maybe the bottom hand comes to your heart. Options to play here. Switch the hands. Bottom hand reaches back and grabs the top foot. Wrap the top arm around your low back for a bind, and then step back. Extended side angle with the top arm bound, and then release that and circle it out. Stand up, reverse triangle, extended side angle, bringing your hands down, reversing the same way we started. Balance on your left shin, play with doing what you want to do with that right leg, and then bring the shin back. Hands to the low back, engage your glutes and lift the belly, curl up and back, and then have a seat. Couple breaths. Second side, come to a kneeling position. Step the left foot forward. Spin the right shin back. Punch the right arm across the body. Right hand down, left arm over, left leg extends. Come back into your kneel. Reach across. Set up your back leg. Foot is grounded. Warrior two. Circle yourself up and back. Reverse triangle, front leg straight. Forearm to thigh, top arm over. Bent knee, half moon. Load the left foot, keeping your heel heavy. As you sit back into the left hip, lengthen your spine. So find opposition. Lifted leg is active, flexing that ankle. Hands come down under your shoulders. Practice keeping the elbows straight and moving your spine and your pelvis together. So you push off the bottom foot, hug that thigh into your belly to control your pelvis. It's hip flexion. Just play with what you got here. Push your hands. As you lower, find your twist, seated twist, gomukhasana, whatever works with the legs facing the left side of the mat, and find your circles. Keep lengthening your spine as you circle. Shoulder rolls. Side bends. Left hand down, right arm over. Right hand down, left arm over. Switch. Load that right hand. No, load your left hand, left foot, open up to the right half moon. Bend the top knee. Top hand reaches back and grabs the foot, traditional Tripassana variation. And then there's just opportunities to play. Maybe switch the hands. Wrap that top arm around your low back for a bind. Keep that as you step back, warrior two, extended side angle. And then release that, roll the arm out. Let that circle you up, straighten the front leg, lean back, reverse triangle. Hands come down, lower the back knee. Kneeling position, playing with balancing on your right shin. Slowly step the left shin back. Hands to the low back, or you can just keep them pressing into your hips. Lift your lower glutes. Lift the lower belly, and then think crawling energetically up your spine. The lungs are lifting. You can even take your hands to your ribs and lift. The shoulder blades are lifting your heart. So you lean back and sit back onto your heels. Take a moment. Let that be received. Child's pose, any variation with the arms. Feeling a release of effort. And sit up. Take your seat to the side. Bring your legs forward so you can lie down on your back. Knees bent, feet planted, hands on your belly. Just feel your spine release down. Taking the arms out to a T. Ending the way we began, starting this progression, windshield wipering the legs. You're aware of your feet, thigh bones rolling internally and externally. Then you add the leg stretch, left leg reaches, come back, knees to the left, right leg stretches, left leg, then add the arm across the body. Maybe circle your arm back above your head. Right leg, right arm, find the circle. Just play with this movement here. Letting the body move in segments, right? Upper and then the lower. There's no right or wrong. Just let this be kind of a deep internal unwinding. Couple more rounds. When you feel complete, feet on the ground, hands on your belly. Feel your sacrum, your shoulder blades, and the back of the skull balanced against the ground. Legs down the mat, arms by your side. Shavasana. Allow the weight of your skeleton to release and be held fully by the ground. Tuning into the presence of energy in your body, taking as long as you like to absorb that. Quiet and still. You can turn off the phone and stay here as long as you like, and then press play again and join us to make our way up. Start to circle around in the wrists and the ankles. Reach your arms overhead, stretch out. Bending one knee at a time, hug them in towards your heart. You can roll to your side to come up to your seat, or just roll up right from where you are, coming into a crossed leg seated position. Find a relaxed uprightness in the spine. few breaths here to breathe and feel this energetic experience. Palms together in prayer at the heart, bow the chin.